Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial. This segment's being brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to educate consumers, grow their businesses, and to leave a legacy. I'm doing a series of spotlights on remarkable business intermediaries and brokers from across the country. And joining me on this segment is Paul McNally. He's the founder of Central Florida Business Brokerage, and he's also the president of the Central Florida chapter of the Business Brokers of Florida. Paul, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mark. It's a pleasure being invited on.
Paul, tell us a little bit about your work and tell us specifically who are the types of clients that you specialize in helping.
Okay, so I come from small business. I've owned a number of businesses in the past, and I'm a proponent of small business. So my firm specializes in helping small business where the buyers of businesses are going to be running the business. Usually it's businesses that sell for under 5 million and typically have less than 20 employees.
Terrific. Paul, tell us a little bit about these owners. They're great at starting businesses, running the day by day, and grow, grow, grow. But when it comes to selling, how experienced are they, or how much help do they need?
Well, the buyers definitely need some help. A lot of our buyers, it's first time investment, especially now with what we've gone through with COVID. A number of people have decided they would like to be an entrepreneur. They want to have control of their destiny. And this is their first time going into an endeavor like this. So education is a big part of what we do. And, an educated buyer is a better buyer. So we spend a lot of time on the education, try to help them along through the process and try to find them the right business to purchase.
Yeah, and with the great resignation in the news throughout this pandemic, I know it's inspired a lot of people to want to go off on their own and buy a business. So tell us, what's the biggest myth or misconception that people considering buying a business might have in their head? What's like the biggest thing people think about buying a business?
Well, a lot of times when somebody buys a business, then they think it's going to be the perfect business, and they want to have, you know, uh, recurring income, and they've got all of their hit list that they're trying to accomplish on the purchase of a business. Well, every business is not perfect, and that's not necessarily a bad thing from a buyer standpoint. So you need to look at some imperfections in the business, things that you can do better to improve that business, and realize that the perfect business is not out there, that you're going to have to adapt your own skills and expertise into making it into the perfect business for you.
Speaking of the pandemic and the great resignation, is it actually a good time to buy or sell a business today? What have you found in your area?
Um, the market is very, very good right now with strong, profitable businesses. So we've seen a lot of the baby boomers that have owned businesses for many, many years and have been hanging on because the economy was so good leading up to COVID. And once now they've gone through COVID, and you think about the age of the baby boomers, it's 65 and up, and they've been running a business for 20, 30, sometimes 40 years. And the COVID has made them rethink of their life and start thinking about, maybe I just need a little time for myself. Life is short, life is valuable. So we're seeing a lot of those long time businesses come onto the market. And good, profitable businesses are very, very popular. We've learned something through COVID that, all businesses are not bulletproof. A number of businesses, especially in the restaurant, entertainment, hospitality segment, got hurt drastically. Some of them didn't make it through 2020. And some of them that made it through it aren't the same business today as they were before. So the businesses that have done well through 2020 and they've bounced back in 2021 to pre-COVID numbers, those businesses are selling. They don't stay in the market very long. It's the businesses that are still struggling and still trying to get back into the game from 2020 that are having a hard time with sales. So there's good businesses out there for sale, and there's businesses that are struggling a little bit in pretty much asset sales, and there's opportunities with some buyers for that just want to buy the structure.
Whether someone's looking into buying a business or selling their business, tell us what's the benefits of working with a business broker or intermediary, and what's that process look like?
Okay, so and that's an excellent question, because a lot of people look and say, well, okay, do you really earn your money? I try to compare it to real estate, because it's if you're buying or selling a home, a lot of times you can say, well, I can save the commission if I don't use a real estate agent. The market's good, so let me do it on my own. But there's a lot of things that you don't understand about that. And here I'm located in Central Florida, and we are a state that requires a license for a business broker. You have to hold a real estate license to do business brokerage in Florida. Now, there's only 17 states in the United States that require a license to sell a business. So it's important to know that you're working with a licensed professional and somebody that has some education and expertise in their practice. And we can help if you're a seller, we can help and make sure that the business is packaged correctly and marketed correctly to find you the right buyers. We do this every day, full time, and this is what we do. And we know where the buyers are, we know where to advertise, and we know how to market the business. For the buyers, we can find you the right businesses. Here in Florida, Business Brokers of Florida, we have an MLS system. And we've got right now about 3,000 businesses in Florida for sale on our MLS system. So it's a good marketplace for that, for both buyers and sellers, that marketplace to try to help with that business. So we can help you fall into pitfalls, the things that you don't know. It's like trying to diagnose your own medical care. We go to a doctor for that. And if you're trying to buy a business or sell a business, then go to a professional that can help you do it the right way.
Great insights. Paul, what inspired you to become a business intermediary? Like, how did you get started in this field?
Well, then, and that's an interesting story. So in my case, um, I was in the business. I was in business for myself. I come from the restaurant business, and I've owned a number of restaurants over the years. And got out of that business and was in some food distribution. Took an early retirement and failed retirement and decided to go back and buy a restaurant. And I was looking around to see what kind of restaurants were for sale at the time. Talked to a business broker that had sold a couple of restaurants for me. Didn't see anything that I liked. And I had a business broker that said, you should come in this business. You understand small business. You understand profit and loss statements and how to look at the profitability of a business. And those are all of the reasons to be a business broker. So I went through some training with IBBA, which is the International Business Brokers Association, and went and got my license here in Florida, and worked under another business broker for a few years. In Florida, you have to do that a minimum of 2 years before you can go and get your broker's license to open your own. And I did that and worked for somebody else for about 3 years, and then went out on my own and opened my own business. And we're a small boutique brokerage firm, and I've got 3 agents that work for me.
Terrific. Paul, before I ask you my last question, is there anything that I didn't think to ask you that you feel is important to share with folks today considering either buying or selling a business in today's economy?
The only thing that I would say to people that are considering buying, then it is a good time to buy. There is money that's available to help finance a good profitable business through banks with the SBA, the Small Business Administration. Um, guaranteed loan program that you can get into a business, depending on the assets of the business, for 15 to 30% down payment, which helps um, with leverage to purchase the business. And it's a great program to try to start as an entrepreneur. I highly recommend that you understand what you're getting into and get into some education either through your business broker. There are a lot of other agencies where you can learn about starting a business. SCORE, which is a national nonprofit organization, offers a lot of courses throughout the country. Small business, SBDC, Small Business Administration, they offer a lot of different courses. So learn as much as you can about it and get a professional to help you navigate on what's out there for sale.
For folks listening that resonate with your message and would love to speak with you, maybe they want to really get their business in order to sell, or somebody's considering buying a business. If they'd like to speak with you, how do they find you, connect with you, and learn more?
Okay, so you can reach out to me through my website, which is www.centralfloridabusinessbrokerage.com, or you can email me. My email is paul@cfbb.biz, B-I-Z, or you can call me direct. My office number is 407-324-5100.
Paul, this has been terrific. I really appreciate you taking the time and sharing with my audience today, and I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mark. And it was great being on here, and you've got a great show.
That was Paul McNally. He's the founder of Central Florida Business Brokerage and the president of the Central Florida chapter of the Business Brokers of Florida. And this segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to educate consumers, grow their business and practices, and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.